Someone.
No,
It could have been him. Could have been him.
We're alive. Oh,
Oh, look at that. It
Oh,
could have been him. Could have been him. Could have been him. It could have been him.
oh man.
hi,
Oh,
guys.
the I can't even see. I can't even do it right.
Yeah,
It's
you guys don't.
No, you got
I
it, man.
can't
The
do it.
thumbs
I
down,
tried.
you got it.
Yeah.
The Illuminati, we're all part
Oh,
of this. It's
That's
all
a
good.
throwback. Yeah.
It's all
No,
good. It's all
Illuminati.
good.
Welcome.
Melfi, what
Welcome.
up, my man?
Melfi's
What's
here.
going
Oh, look
on?
at this guy. First commenter. He's out. He's gone already. He didn't even.
You know,
give us
Melfi
compliment
used to kick it with me tough. I don't see him that much no more. I don't know if he rocks.
Nobody
with
sees him that much.
No one
He's-
sees. Yeah,
He's,
come on.
he's
man.
over here. He's over
Okay,
here
okay.
pulling one of these. Just like
Yeah,
way
well-
back in the dark.
Look, if he's treating everyone the same, well, then I guess I don't feel so bad.
Yeah.
You got to get a new Switch 2 and then play Mario Kart with them. You're in for life.
I guess we're never going to be friends then.
Oh my goodness.
And what is a Switch 2? I've never switched one. You know, I want the old school Nintendo.
I'm still over here snacking on pretzels. Paul, what's
Do
up?
it, man.
Paul's here.
What's up, Paul?
Paul, what's going on? Paul's Cards. Hello, hello. Hey,
So-
is that Paul's Cards from back in the day on the stream where he had the wacky eyes, he had the AI eyes? You remember he did a stream with Justin? Is that Paul's Cards? No,
I
that
don't
might not be it.
remember.
He'll
I don't
tell
think
us.
that was Paul's card,
Okay.
but
That was
What's up,
hilarious,
chat?
though.
been a bit since we've done a HOBBY Hangout episode.
Yes.
HOBBY
What
Hangout.
that accent was. HOBBY
He said-
Hangout.
Oh, he said no,
Right.
it wasn't him. All right.
Trying to get my Dallas
bad.
on over here. So,
Wow, that's what you think we sound like? That's crazy.
HOBBY Hangout.
Listen,
Southern.
I'm in
It's,
Dallas all the time, and I don't hear too much of that. I must be in different parts of Dallas.
Yeah, thank you.
You know.
Yeah.
It's probably more of like an Alabama sounding Southern accent.
Parts
know-
of Texas, sure. But
And
Marshall Hermit, what's up, Jimmy?
Hermit, what's going on? Manu, I see you met the comic doctor. Indeed, Kevin's my guy. Wait, Paul's Cards. So your name is Paul. I know you, obviously, but I'm just saying I confused you with the different something else about the eyes, but it doesn't matter. Are you in Canada? Is that why you know Comic Doc? Comic Doc's my guy. Love Kevin. Yes, we had a great time hanging out, and he's just one of my favorite people. I really rock with him, and he does great work. So, that's a win-win there.
Very nice,
Nice.
very nice.
Very nice, very nice.
Hey, Jesus, how long has it been? It's been like almost a month. We did one near the
Yeah.
beginning of June, right?
yeah, it's like under a month, 3 weeks
Yeah.
plus.
We're gonna try to put 2 of these out a month. I think
Try. Yeah.
that gives enough time for something to show up that's worth talking about. But
Yeah.
San Diego Comic-Con just happened, right? So
Did.
we got
Comic-Con. Just
San
finished.
Diego Comic-Con superstar down here
Uh-huh.
on today to join us about a not controversial. I mean, it's not really controversial,
No.
right?
What?
I mean, Jesus and I have talked about this before with some of our other friends, and we've come to the conclusion, and Jesus, correct me if I'm wrong, but a certain 3-letter company is going to take over a certain genre within the next 5 years.
Yes. This
They'll be the leading company doing
It's
this.
been a very
5 years?
heated discussion between a certain member and like a group of us. Which I think he kind of he's on the red label now.
He's
I think
seeing it. He's
yeah, I
seeing
think he's on
the
it.
Who, are we
side
going
of
to
things.
talk about who this is, or is this going to be one of those where we don't mention who the?
Well, I mean, he takes rubber bullets from us all the time, so he
We
knows.
shoot
who
him
he
all the
is.
time.
I don't know who it is,
Um,
so I can't engage. I don't know who I'm talking
Hey,
about.
that's okay. No, you're engaging enough because you're over here and you're what's the word do I want to use? I said I was going to play the heel, but I like Manu. I don't really want to upset Manu. I'm sure
Yeah.
he'd play along.
Yeah.
But you're heavy on this PSA stuff, and I get it because you love PSA as the company.
Do you get it though, Nathan? Because I feel
I
like a
do.
lot of people have lost what the beginning of all this was and what the purpose of all this is. I feel like you guys got it a little effed up, a little bit.
I think some of it is like you see so much of these things on
Louis
card side of
Alonso.
it with the
Yeah.
grading. You see so
Off-white
much of it on the
tail
card side with the grading. There you go. See, you called
There
it. You
goes
got
Tim.
you got the name.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
See,
it's
we start
Tim?
talking about it, and
Oh,
yeah.
Tim's. Oh,
But
then no, yeah, Tim's not. I thought we were talking about a hater or something like that. Tim's
No.
not a hater.
I mean,
Hey,
Tim's got some heavy
Tim,
hate going on.
no, it don't matter.
Sometimes.
Tim's opinions are valid, and I respect anything
Yes.
that he would say, and I would consider it with an open mind because he's not an asshole.
Yeah.
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 No, Tim's a very nice person. Yeah.
Yeah.
We love Tim.
Triple
love
down
Tim.
Tim. That's a different Tim.
Triple
different
Tim is
person.
completely different Tim.
Yeah.
Well, let me
100%.
Yo,
just
what's
say
up,
real quick.
RMS?
Yo.
As our friends are chatting and some more friends maybe come join us in this conversation. I don't think this is going to be much of a heated debate or anything, but
no.
I think so. PSA is off to a great start. So I just backtracking a little bit here. This whole thing started because CGC sucks, and we needed competition, right? So then when PSA starts to have the conversation about coming into the market, of course, I was part of that conversation from a long time ago now, year and a half and change now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, you kind of, a lot of things transpired through the course, prototype this, first label that, first case this, make this change, make that change. And a lot of discussions have taken place. The basic premise of being such a supporter, yes, I do like PSA a lot. And their card labels, I've been arguing about those for years. I love them just the way they are. I've never needed a pretty label. I don't care if you put a comic book character on it. I don't give a shit at all. I like it. And it does what it's supposed to do. And I like PSA as an organization, as a brand. But we needed a real competitor to come to market and really keep CGC honest, because they were getting away with too much. And I don't know why people don't have any respect for themselves or their collectibles, continuing to submit, continuing to, honor them as the only, well, they were kind of the only resource for a while, because if you want to have resale value, CGC is what fetched the most compared to the second, which was CBCS. And CBCS wasn't doing much for themselves as a business. It's hard to support someone that's not even giving a solid push to advance themselves, right? It's like that friend that always wants something but never does anything to actually advance their own life. At a certain time,
right.
I'm done. Go away, right? Yeah. Don't drag me down with you. And CBCS was kind of just dragging themselves down. But CGC, again, was getting away with way too much. You had the reholder scandals. You have bent books still going on. Just a long list. We don't have to do the laundry list here. We've been talking about it for a long time. PSA is a company that has a large established brand, and they could come right to market and put the pressure on CGC. And that's what's really important here, right? And so people that are up in arms about the labels, and Swag said something amazing. He said, you don't want to really throw the baby out with the bathwater, do you? No, you don't. Because if you are going to reject the notion of PSA based on the label, you're accepting the notion that you want CGC to keep screwing you. That's what you're saying. Because if you don't like PSA, doesn't matter. If you like CGC, you should grade with PSA. You should support them. You should want them to put the pressure on CGC. And if you like PSA, well, of course, you should grade with PSA. Regardless, it improves the environment of third-party grading. It advances the environment of third-party grading, and it makes that other company actually feel a little bit of pressure.
No.
Sorry, I did not put this on Do Not Disturb. Let me do that. It makes them feel a little bit of pressure, and it makes them actually have to do something to earn our business. And a little novelty here, novelty there. Oh, look at this signature. Look at this, that. That's not enough now, because you have a real player. And I have a lot of the PSA cases. I'm surrounded by them right now. They're superior in every way. And so that was one of the main bottlenecks for CGC, one of the main points of weakness. And instead of replacing their materials, instead of replacing or re-engineering their case, they did some wacky thing to seal it up tighter, which screwed up the inner well. So you got a case that you couldn't open easily, but then you got a bent book on the inside. Well, PSA's case, impossible to open, and my books are laying flat. So that's a pretty good step in the right direction. But regardless, the point is competition. Now, I love PSA, so I grade with them because I like PSA. But the point is competition. And anyone that's running around talking about, oh, I can't believe you would grade with PSA. Why not grade with CBCS? Because PSA actually gives a fuck about winning in this space. CBCS clearly doesn't. That's a bit of my spiel. I want to catch up with the chat here. I appreciate it.
Yeah, we got Melfi saying that having more options is always a good thing. RMS saying competition is never a bad thing. It makes companies work harder to gain your business.
Agreed. Absolutely.
Now it has to
Marble
be valid
Madness is going on.
competition, though, right? It has to be valid competition.
Yeah, of course.
Because you can flip this from the comics to the card side and say that in reality, PSA doesn't really have any honest competition when it comes to the card grading world. Sure, there's TCG aspect with CGC, like they're a big player in the TCG world, right? That's their primary thing. Sports is very much secondary for them. Marvel DC is even farther down the line for them. So if we just take it as a grading to grading, eliminate the genres, I think that PSA obviously was positioned to come into the comic book world because of how big they are in the card world, to have a significant impact on their resale prices or their valuations when those books start coming to market, to where they can actually start garnering a closer to 100% comp, or in a lot of instances, probably with modern books, more or less than the older style books, probably being very close to that 100% comp mark, if not slightly above that. Now, with the grading, like PSA completely changed not necessarily completely changed the grading scale, but eliminated the 9.9 on this grading scale.
They did.
Right? Do you feel like that's something that some of these other companies, CBCS, CGC, are probably going to look into doing? I mean, CGC just started bringing out the 9.9s more often.
Right.
And now they're at the position where they almost have to eliminate to even keep up with PSA, because people love 10.
People do love 10. And it's interesting because, they're probably taking the wait and see approach, but they're already talking about it. I mean, even though I didn't go to the con, I went to events and I spoke to a lot of people. PSA is right at the front of CG, like everyone that works at CGC is talking PSA, and they're preparing for how they're going to combat whatever PSA is going to bring to the market and whatever consumer PSA might attract. And in order to do that, if PSA's desire is to give a book the grade it deserves, and if it looks great, it looks like a 10, it's going to get a 10. And that's how they won in cards as well, right? When we talk about PSA, having no competition in cards, like meaning they're at the top, not that they don't have competition. It wasn't always that way. Beckett was the leader. BGS was the leader. And PSA had to compete with them. But again, speaking about Beckett and CBCS as that one company under the same umbrella, what are they doing to advance their own brand? They let PSA eat their lunch. PSA put out 10s. The Gem Mint was a 10 versus a Gem Mint 9.5. Now we have friends in the chat that are huge BGS supporters. And I don't mind BGS. But the thing is, you have those other two 10s, right? The Pristine and the Black Label, whatever those other two 10s are. They're considered somewhat of unicorns, right? So it's not like you're submitting cards anticipating that. The card that what you're anticipating is a 9.5. It's sort of like the 9.8 in comics. When you're submitting a clean comic to CGC and you get a 9.8, you don't complain. That's why CGC got away with gatekeeping 9.9s and 10s, because no one complains about the acceptable 9.8 grade. And pardon me. And so when it comes to cards, PSA put in place the Gem Mint 10 because consumers like 10s, and they ran with that. Now, Beckett had every opportunity to make an adjustment to their grading scale to give consumers a larger number. They chose not to. And I don't mind how they operate. But from a marketing and a business standpoint, PSA won, and PSA has continued to create that lead. And that company, Beckett, BGS, hasn't done much to...
Failed. Yeah, they failed to do that.
They failed to do that.
And they did change it briefly, and they got a lot of negative feedback, and then they undid it right away.
They undid, and that wishy-washiness also shows that their business is crap. Because if you're going to make a decision, it's one thing to get consumer feedback and pull it back, right?
Yeah.
But to just like panic and then all of a sudden it's gone.
Yeah.
You look weak, man. You really.
And it was, I believe, it was before the National, either last year or 2 years ago. But I mean, what PSA did is just bring simplification to it, right? You eliminate the 9.9. There's less confusion between the 9.8 and the 10. They did it against Beckett. Even the 9.5s, like with 4 subgrades, those get complicated, and they're not. How do you?
Those get a little tricky as well.
It gets complicated. Like simplification is what they do best.
And just to, and I agree with you, and just a little bit on that, like I've said this, I can make an argument, and I have made arguments for both, keeping the 9.9 and eliminating. But in the conversations that I was a part of with PSA about making this decision, I was in support of removing the 9.9 because I get it. PSA is not in the business of having the perfect 10. They're in the business of something that's virtually perfect given the 10. We've all graded with PSA, have PSA graded cards. We know that there are imperfections that are allowed in the 10. There's a huge gap between a 9 and a 10. There's no decimal points in between. Now, in comic books, we have decimal points. So a 10 isn't going to be like noticeably imperfect, but a 9.8 encompasses quite a few imperfections. And anything that you can't notice, those immediate imperfections, where you really have to examine it to find a flaw, and it's only a singular flaw, you are a contender for a 10. And that's kind of like giving that grade rightfully as it was deserved. These other companies never did. So a lot of these conversations are, is this going to water down these higher grades? Well, maybe, but it's also going to create the balance that was naturally supposed to exist. You know, the reason CGC just put out their first Ultimate Fallout 4 9.9 with a tick on it is a direct response to PSA coming to market, preparing to give out 10s. And the reason that they are showing you a 9.9 with a tick is because they're preparing you mentally as a collector to understand that a 9.9 is going to come now because an imperfection can clearly be on it, and get ready for these 10s as well. If you don't have this small imperfection, you might get a 10 from us. So bring on your books. This is like Neo says, grade wars or grading wars, whatever his term is. It's really happening. And it's the first time that it's going to happen on this level. And we've needed it. We've needed it for a long time.
Right. I think for me, the biggest reason why I wanted to see PSA go to comic books is just the way they present their stuff, the innovation and technology, and how you get to submit. Eventually, you're gonna send it straight to the vault. Eventually, send from a vault to eBay, and just they just rolled out the repacking, not repacking,
the repacks,
the repack system,
mystery
right?
packs,
The repack system,
sorry,
they look awesome. Yeah,
they do.
I don't have it in hand. I sent 3 of my TMNT books because I'm excited to see how they feel in hand. But what are your thoughts now you have it physically in hand?
This thing is considerably heavier than a CGC slab, right?
It's like 0.8, 0.7 pounds heavier, isn't it?
Something like that. Clutch weighed him on his video.
Yeah.
And I forgot, but there's also 2 different types of inner encapsulations. So depending on the different, I have one here with the different inner encapsulation. This is my post from today, guys. Look at that.
Nice.
And we'll talk about that in a moment.
Yeah,
but and so that one weighs a little bit less because it has less plastic on the inside, or polycarbonate, I think it's called, something like that. But immediately what you're going to recognize is how superior this feels. Like the weight obviously adds to how substantial it feels. This thing is solid as it comes. Like, I'm sure it's impossible to open. You're going to mangle the heck out of it if you try to open it. The labels look fantastic too. Like, I'm a fan, I'm sorry. And I appreciate everyone's perspective. I get it. But I want you guys to get them in person and just look at it and be like, you know what? That thing works. There's nothing wrong with that. That thing works. It's simple to the point. It's on brand. The back looks phenomenal. A lot of people enjoy the back more because it's more playful. It's prettier. Yeah. So PSA can do pretty. They intentionally did not do pretty, but they can clearly do pretty. That's pretty right there.
By not doing pretty, though, it keeps the attention on the book. Like, I personally am not a huge fan of the PSA label. I think there's a lot of white space, but you would explain this before in some of your posts and your videos and your interviews, that white space is there intentionally, right? It's there so that way when they have to put that other text in there that qualifies a book or has a designation for a book or whatever it is, white pages or whatever it is, those go in those filler spots. Correct.
Well, it provides scalability, right? Like, some books are going to have a lot of information, so you want enough space for that, font to take
versus
up.
having to do abbreviations and everything.
Right.
And what I love about the red label, personally, because I'm a PSA fan also, is the uniformity across everything they do. So you're not looking at the label at first sight. You're looking at the book. That's the whole purpose behind it. Now, you can argue that red draws your eyes in, sure, and it gives you that it gives it like their own prestige quality to them. But I love like the little hints of like the rainbow foil on the PSA. We didn't see that on the first. Like, that wasn't the first innovation, but that, and then I know up close you can see like the little wave pattern, right? People have said in person that they can see the little
Yeah.
The Newton rings.
Oh no, well, Newton rings are something else. I'm going to
That's
talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
You know, the interesting thing about the wave pattern, I don't know if we'll be able to pick it up here. It is there, it's in the background, but Swag's calling. We'll answer that later.
Put him back. Hey, you're live on YouTube.
Hold on, yeah, actually, hold on one second. Swag, don't say anything. Don't say anything crazy. You're live on YouTube. Don't say nothing crazy. Are you there?
So anyways, I want to talk a bunch of crap about that one guy that we've been talking crap about.
All right. Well, you know what?
This
Fuck
is the
it.
place for it.
Let's
This is
go.
the place for it.
Wait, are you live?
Yes, we're live on YouTube. We're on a channel. We're on a show called the Hobby Hangout, and it's on a channel called True Blue Collectibles. If you want to just pop in and say hi, and I will call you back after the stream. Maybe an hour, maybe an hour and a half. I talk a lot. You know how that goes.
All good. All right, you do your thing.
All right, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
That's awesome. So,
That's fantastic.
but now he had just. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh,
No,
I
you're
just
good.
want to say there was a version, man, and I don't know why it was the same label, except instead of just the wavy blue, there was also a blue PSA, a large PSA that kind of sat back here, and I really enjoyed that. Now, again, it would have been difficult to see from a distance, but it was cool to see it, right? This sort of phantom
Subtle.
PSA. It didn't make it. And I don't know why, but it is what it is. And again, no company starts on their final version out the gate. Every company's on their fifth label.
Yeah.
We're 2 weeks into PSA grading books, right? There's plenty of time for this to evolve and for future generations of labels to come out. But what we needed was the grading, and we got it, and that's awesome.
Chat, keep asking your questions in chat. We're starring them on our end, so that way we can come back to them as the conversation progresses here. So Manu, you had mentioned just a little bit ago, like those
Newton
fine
rings.
differences.
Oh,
well, yeah, the
sorry.
Newton rings, but the differences in the grades, like that 9.9 to the 10, the
Right.
little subtleties in that,
Yeah.
and how PSA doesn't have that 9. I mean, they have a 9, and then the 8.5 in card grading, so it's that big jump from 9 to 10. BGS has
Yeah.
the 9.5.
Right.
Do you think
Swag,
that
what
PSA would actually look into where they'll potentially eliminate some of the even numbered decimal grades along the way and kind of get rid of some of those? Or like, is there significant? I guess what I'm trying to get at is how much of a difference really is it between, say, a 9.4 or a 9.2 and a 9.8? Like, most people aren't going to notice that, right? Just looking at the book.
Most people don't, but that's why there's professional grading, right? Because most people don't. That's the point, right? And these are about the finer points, the finer details, and that's why they exist. Because your general collector, your general consumer is not paying all that much attention to anything, right? They're trusting the label, they're buying it. You hear this all the time. My 9.8's perfect. I can't tell the difference between a 9.6. I'd be damned if I can't tell the difference between a 9.6 and a 9.8. Now, there are obviously 9.6s that are so clean they could have been a 9.8, and there are 9.8s that are, so 9.6y that they could have been a 9.6. So those borderline grades do get tough to differentiate. On a different day, it could have achieved something else. But your general 9.8 and your general 9.6, you could differentiate between the two. Now, those finer decimal points of 2, 4, 6, and 8 only exist in the high end to really scrutinize, because everything below that is just a 0.5 grade. You have your 8, your 8.5, so on and so forth. I don't think that we're headed, at least not quickly, into a future. I haven't been part of any of these conversations, so I don't think this is happening. But I don't think there's a conversation going on right now about removing some of those other decimal points above the 9. At least I'm not privy to them. It doesn't seem like they're happening right now. It doesn't seem like the graders have difficulty deciding what's a 9, what's a 9.2, what's a 9.4. The difficulty is in deciding what's a 9.9 and what's a 10. And due to that difficulty, if you can't tell the difference, give it the 10. And that's kind of the mantra they're going to run with. Now, that doesn't mean getting 10s are easy. Trust me, my next post, yes, my first PSA feed post is a 10, but that's very intentional. That book has been something that I've guarded for years and years, and I've always spoken about it. I've made reels about it. I knew that it was a 9.9 or better, which is why it never got submitted anywhere else. While owning that book, I've graded 10 other 9.8s of that book. I know what a 9.8 of a Malibu Sun 13 is, and I know what's better than a 9.8. This was my opportunity to, take what PSA was saying and put it to the test. If my book is perfect, am I going to get a 9.8 or am I going to get the 10? And obviously that story ended really well, but there's more to it. I actually damaged that book while I was at PSA dropping it off. I had no intention of getting that book pressed, but I told them, I said, oh my gosh, we'll get into it later, but I damaged it. Their pressing department, it did not break any color. They corrected it. And that's just crazy, amazing to me, because I almost ruined 4 years of taking care of this book, anticipating this moment, this opportunity, right? And so those 9.9s and 10s are hard to tell apart. So if your book looks perfect, chances are you're going to get a 10. But I've done other experimenting. Like I said, my first post was a 10. My first story post about a PSA book of mine personally was a 9.8, beautiful book. My next post coming up is a book that I attempted to turn into a PSA 10, and it did not cross over. It is an already encapsulated 9.9. I won't tell you the book. I want you to see the post. It is an already encapsulated 9.9 that I thought, well, heck, let's see if this crosses over. And so I did the crossover service. Again, I paid for this. I did a crossover service, and with the crossover service, you can do a minimum grade requirement. And I selected the minimum grade of a 10, which is exactly what it sounds like. Examine the book through the slab. If you don't think it has a shot at a 10, give it back to me in the slab. That book came to me as a 9.9, which is actually a beautiful illustration of the fact that they're not just going to give you 10s because you asked for it. They're not just going to upgrade your 9.9s. If they don't think it represents their 10, they're going to give it back to you as a 9.9. And I think that's really great, because my first post has probably got a lot of people saying, what the heck? First book out the gate at 10? Well, the second post is going to tell a different story. And people are going to hate anyway. But there's way more love than there is hate. That's very important. Way more love than there is hate. Hate is just loud and obnoxious.
See, I really like that about what you said there, because the interview you did when you were on the stream with Neo and Swags and them, like you said, look, I pay for everything that I send to PSA, and it gives you unbiased opinion. And or at least it gives you the opportunity to have an unbiased, unpersuaded opinion about what you're putting out there.
Right.
So the fact that you put out your first book as a 10 on a book that you have repeatedly said over the years is a 10, and that's why you didn't submit it to CGC, because you knew they'd just give you a 9.8 and call it a day. Yeah. So, I mean, I think that's fantastic.
The people that know, they know. And I want more people to know. I'll tell the story more. And I was prepared for whatever, which is why the first 2 pictures of my post are front and back of the book. The next 9 pictures are every corner and detailed shots of the staples in the spine. You can call whatever nonsense you want to call out, but when the proof is right there, what are you really talking about? You're just angry because you're an idiot.
That all you get is 9.8s. Yeah.
You're just a jealous prick. That's what it boils down to. And I'm not saying jealous of me. I'm saying you're one of those members of the community that hates anyone that gets anything that they want. You're just a bitter loser.
Right.
And so those pictures were for them. But it's also informational and educational, because not all books are going to be graded the same way. What I mean by that is, yes, there's a standard to grading, but different eras of books are treated a bit differently. And certain books have, expected this, expected that, manufacturing this, manufacturing that. So once you get familiar with a certain book, graded several dozens, several hundreds, there becomes a natural curve to grading that particular item once graders become accustomed to it, right? And so it's not one size fits all. A brand new modern book off the press is expected to be flawless to get a 10. But if there's a book from 1980 something that you have to look really hard to find the one imperfection, that probably is a candidate for a 10 if it is that clean. It doesn't have to be the same sort of 10 as a book that rolled off the press yesterday with the plastic cover. And that's understandable.
Right. That's cool. A couple of questions from chat here real quick. We'll do a couple here from chat. Armando asked about the Newton rings. Have you noticed that on any of yours?
Yeah, actually, no. And that's something that I've spoken to them about. And obviously, we wanted to not have Newton rings. So the front of this book has no Newton rings. They are seeming to be showing up only on the back. Yeah. And they're working on it, because the first day when Clutch put out his video, Clutch, called out some Newton rings. And so I had some conversations, and It's a frustration for them that they obviously want to resolve, but it's not a huge deal. And I say that because I would want a slab without them. The reason I say that's not a huge deal is because it literally isn't. Like if you, it's only right here on this book, like right over the X for X-Men and Campbell Soup. Let me see.
Yeah, it's tough to get on camera, but I've seen like the Comics Den, and I think
Yeah, you
even
can't see it.
Swag had some come back with Newton Rings. So yeah, very
So,
common in the
Yeah.
back right now.
can you explain Newton rings for some people that are in the chat that might not
Oh,
know,
yeah.
and myself that might not know what a Newton ring is?
Absolutely. So the book itself is not making contact with the surface plastic. There is an acetate sheet above and below the book, or in the
Mhm.
other encapsulation, the book is in a different sleeve compartment altogether. But when those plastics make contact with the plastics above them, you can get this oil spill looking thing where the plastics are meeting. That's all that is. There
Gotcha.
used to be
Okay.
an old school hack for CGC books that if you got Newton rings, since those slabs are easy to get into, you would just slide a piece of paper in and you would move it around between the two layers, separating them, and you would get temporary relief for Newton rings. That is not going to,
That's
you can't
wild.
slide anything
That's
into
Right
this,
on that slab.
you know? But that's all. If you can slide something in, that also means you can introduce damage to a book that's already graded.
tamper with it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those cases, all they were pretty.
Degenerate asked, does PSA put on the label 1:25 ratio, or do they just label it as a variant like CGC?
Oh, so they're comprising their database right now, and that's such a good question. Actually, I never asked them about ratios, right? Like, is that going to get noted? Is it not going to get noted? That's just a good question, and I'm going to keep that in mind. And when I see a ratio variant, I wonder if they're going to do that, because there are certain books from CGC that I know to be ratio variants, but some of them that's not how it's noted, right? They call it the hidden gem variant or the such and such variant. They don't
Yeah.
actually put
Right.
the ratio, and I don't know that they've ever put the ratio, right? Because sometimes that ratio information isn't actually easy to find. Like certain collectors know it, but a lot of people are like, is this a 1 in 100? Is it 1 in 1,000? And then the mythology of something kind of turns into the fact rather than the fact itself. And so it might actually be wise for the grading company not to commit to something like that, because that's almost like calling out print run. I don't know if a grading company should call
Right.
out print run, right? But that's a great question. I just don't have the answer, but that's just a super good question.
On similar to that, have you seen any foreign comic book examples yet?
Not yet, no. What
Okay.
did you submit some forums?
No, but
Okay.
I thought about the other day I should have sent the one I have that I would love slap. So I might try to send it in and see what happens. I don't think they've addressed it before. So I was
No,
just wondering if you can send it.
I haven't seen them yet. One thing to keep in mind is if the book is slightly larger than the encapsulation allows for the standard one, you're automatically going to get put into the slightly larger encapsulation. So some golden age books are going to get shifted in that direction, and I imagine some foreign comics with their larger, sort of shape,
Right.
they might actually get put into that other encapsulation as well. So that's an interesting thing to keep in mind. But also, a friend of mine asked me, he said, "Can I send mini books?" I'm always dealing with the
Oh
mini
yeah.
300s and stuff. And I didn't know the answer, so I shot out a message and I got the response back. Yes, we're ready for mini books. And he put a submission together yesterday for a mini book. So I said, let's just see what happens.
I might
I
have to
got
send that then just to try it out and see what we get. Yeah.
yeah. Treasury grading. I've never owned a treasury. Maybe I own a treasury and I'm not sure. I know the terminology, but I'm not well versed. Maybe that just goes into their magazine encapsulation, perhaps.
And I think in their website, there's actually a maximum dimensions they have currently right now that
Okay.
they can grade. Specific, I think, yeah, it's on the PSA comic book, and it's for both books and magazines. There is a limit on what they can encapsulate right now.
Yeah.
Manu, have you considered at least taking some of your CGC books across the grading spectrum and actually cracking them and submitting them to PSA as they are to just see consistency between the grading companies at all?
I don't concern myself with grading company consistency. I concern myself with my take on the grade and if the grading company matches my thoughts on it. I mean, I'm a grader. I just don't grade 1,000 books a day. So I have the benefit of scrutinizing without my boss telling me that I need to hurry up. But I consider myself to be a decent grader. Now, with that said, I don't own books that are 4, 5, 7.0s. That world of grading is not my expertise. But when we're talking 9.2s and up, I'm holding the grading company to my standard to see if it matches that. You know, if I get a 9.4 from CGC and I think it's misgraded, well, I don't care if PSA thinks it's a 9.4 too. Like, one misgraded becoming another misgraded is not my concern. My concern is the book itself, what I think it to be, and testing if the grading companies are on the same page with my take. Now,
Sure.
if I were in golden age and silver age and the books are super low grade, but still, you know, important because of their significance, not condition, then those would be some pretty compelling experiments. But I don't have the sort of books that experimentation really excites me, you know, about.
Follow-up question to that. Apart from your take on it, with PSA potentially positioning themselves to become a major competitor or are a major competitor to CGC, valuations obviously are going to come into play.
Yeah.
So people are going to start looking at the grading companies of who's not easier, but who's more consistent in their grading. Do you think that is important for the general public out there to know which companies are the most consistent in their grading?
Oh, absolutely. And me personally, I might be with the minority, or at least I'm not with the vocal minority. Whatever I just said. What I mean is this. And Swag has brought this up, and I totally understand why he brings it up. And, you know, we like playfully, you know, we've never debated about it. I just say my part and I understand his part, right? And so, and Swag's right for saying this. He says, you know, because me personally, I want consistent grading and I want strict grading. Like, I want integrity with the grade. But again, the business thing is, well, if you're going to be more strict than CGC is going to be, people want the bigger number. They're incentivized to sell it to the company that's perceived to be the looser grader. Now, that's great for the submitter. That's great for the seller. But is that great for the end collector and the buyer? The end collector and the buyer should actually be a proponent of more accurate grading, so that when they buy a 9.8, they're actually buying a 9.8, meaning if they ever send it to a signature series event, the chances of it returning as a 9.8 are higher. How many times or how many stories have people heard of people cracking books that are a certain grade, sending it off for a signature, comes back half grade, 2 grades lower? This is not uncommon. And that's because some of these books aren't graded very strictly, and the next time around, you don't know what kind of grader you're going to get. So I'm a proponent of strict grading, right? Because strict to me means accurate. Now, obviously, it's still objective, and that does have an effect on the market for the reasons that Swag has illustrated. If a person decides a certain company is looser and their objective is to get, for whatever reason, or maybe even without merit, the biggest number on the label, they might go with that company. Me, I'm going to hold myself accountable, submit books that I have hunted for over the years that are going to make the grade without any fucking favor. I don't need a favor. I need the book graded, you know? And so I'm a proponent of that. Now, values, they're going to fluctuate. It's going to be volatile. Short term is not definitive. Right now, the PSA books that have sold are outperforming CGC at the moment, but there's also just an enthusiasm. You know, there's a let me get mine first, not tax, voluntary premium that people don't mind paying. We see it in cards all the time. Some people don't give a shit. What's the difference between $700 and $600 to a person spending $10,000 a month on books? Who gives a? Doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
So short-term pricing is not definitive. Swag sold a book today. Was that? I don't know if I was supposed to say that. He'll announce it, but Swag did really well on a sale today.
He had mentioned he was trying to sell some books, so
yeah. Well, the one he mentioned that he was trying to sell
too.
Yeah, a particular book. Well, and he was asking. He asked the people in comments, like,
which might be a newsstand, right?
It's dude. Not only is it a newsstand on the page, it got exceptionally white.
Yeah, exceptional white.
Which is like this. That's that's a twist for folks.
He says you can.
Oh, okay, great.
He says you can.
So no, dude.
He was all enthused about that exceptionally white. Because he made a point to bring up, like, I cleaned the pages.
That's true. He did. He was like, I cleaned the whites myself. That's so amazing. So that book, Secret Wars #8, 9.8 newsstand, exceptionally white, right? He listed it on eBay last night. It sold today. And he said, I can. So I'm just going to say all of it. He put it up for $2,000 or best offer. Dude, Okay, the details of the story I'm going to let him tell, because what the buyer did was actually quite dope, and I want him to say that part because I'm sure it's coming in a video. But it sold, and it sold for an accepted best offer of $1,750, which is the higher end of what that book sells for in a CGC case. That book has a range of, like, let's say $1,300 to $1,600, you know, on average, right? And this thing went
Tim.
$1,750, and Nathan's exception.
Oh, that's it. Next time you send a Human Torch sketch
Pull
card
them
my way,
all
it's
out.
definitely getting colored.
Oh,
I tell you
man.
are. Way to go.
So currently they're performing well, but, like, dude, 6 months to a year we need at least, you know, because people right now are paying for books that they haven't touched or held. They're not familiar. Once these things start making their way around the community, you know, they get sold and then resold, and then we're really going to know how
People try
people
to game
feel.
the system, trying to take advantage of who grades what better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
know.
and then you start. Well, once you start building that database of sales too, that sales history of
Right.
similar books across different grades, you really start to get that comparison between CGC, CBCS, and PSA. CBCS probably isn't even in the question there for most stuff, but
I mean, they're in there, but they're going to have a hard time going forward, I think. Like, I'd be surprised if they figure out some move to remain relevant for years to come, but we'll see. You know, they're not out. They got less money than PSA, and they got far less customers than PSA. So PSA is in a good place to
right.
you know, hurt CBCS,
But
unfortunately.
I'd like to ask you about the effect of PSA now getting into the comic book grading world. And
Yeah.
I know me, Will, Nathan, me, and Tim talk a lot about the effect it has, maybe not made on just the comic book community, but card community, right? We come from non-sports cards, Marvel cards, DC cards now, whatever. The content that they're creating, the posts that they're creating, and, like, they're creating this awareness of specific comic books, the presentation. And we talk about Instagram posts and how PSA presents their post.
Yeah.
What I've been seeing leading up to Comic-Con is, like, a lot of, like, informational, hey, check out comic books if you've never checked them out. Oh, hey, look at this magazine over here.
Right.
Do you think that within like 6 months, is that going to have an effect on a new audience to come in and try it out? Do you think it's going to lose its, I guess, hype for now that it has? What do you think that does long term for bringing in a different audience?
You know, long term is very interesting because I know their focus at the moment is conversion, you know, early conversion, right? And so it's very intentionally informational posts because they are onboarding existing customers into a new category within their same organization. Those TCG folks, those sports card folks, they're being given this information for the first time ever, right? So it's intentionally informative. Now, over time, perhaps those kind of posts remain, or perhaps they get phased out because they will have established that relationship with their existing customer base. And it might go into, you know, let's share dope books with the idea that people that are seeing this post already know what it is. Like, it might, you know, start being that language more than this. But I do absolutely think that this is the right approach because, you know, some of the posts you see them collaboratively shared across all PSA handles, right? And so when a PSA card Instagram page has a comic book post, it's very, very beneficial for it to be informative. And, you know, people know this if they've grown social media, but growing a new page, even when you are a powerhouse of a company, is still not that easy. You know, to get someone, even if they see the post on the PSA cards page that has 300 some odd thousand followers, it's still very difficult to get that individual to say, oh, this is a shared post with PSA Comics, let me follow that too. That takes many, many points of, like, getting in their face before they take an action. And so they're building a brand new space on Instagram for their grading company and their comic books. So they're going to be trying a lot of things in the ways of social media to get that done, because none of that is super rapid fire. You know, it's slow growth at the beginning, but they're establishing that foundation. I like the informational approach. Not sure how long it's going to continue. but I have a feeling it's going to like phase out a little, but still be there. Like it's still relevant,
Right.
but it's going to be more pertinent right now, or more apparent.
So that sounds a lot like the CGC and PSA comparison in comic books. Sounds a lot like Upper Deck and Tops comparisons.
Yeah.
In
Nathan,
cards.
can I ask a favor before you
Yeah.
carry on? Can we go to can I get like balance? Can I get regular size with you guys? Can we all be regular size? Thank you. I want to talk now. See, now I feel
There
like
you
I'm
go.
talking to Nathan. Thank you.
There you go.
So carry
Okay.
on. You were saying Tops and Upper Deck.
Yeah, so Tops and Upper Deck, it feels the same way. Like Jesus was saying, the marketing that PSA is putting out there, the posts that they're putting out there, feels a lot like what Tops is doing with their cards. They took over the Marvel license. We started seeing more posts. We started seeing marketing. We started seeing advertising. They're promoting this stuff. PSA is doing that. CGC with their comic stuff, yes, they make posts, but it almost feels like they're just like, yeah, we're here. We're the ones that you grade with. And that's what it felt like with Upper Deck, with the Marvel stuff. It's like, we're your only option. What are you going to do? We're not going to advertise it. You're going to advertise it for us, content creators.
Although I'll say,
whatnotters.
Tops is what I think PSA is doing the rollout we wish Tops would have done. I think they lack a lot of promoting the actual products. I mean, the Marvel Mint stuff came out and people really didn't know much about it. You get to see like breakers pull the card and stuff, but there's not really a lot of awareness for Marvel cards. I think that's been a big gripe for the people we know that collect it. It does remind me of them though.
Tim asks, what is the right approach in your opinion to create a substantial foundation long term? He's putting that Southern accent in his typing now.
I want to say something to that real quick, because that's really sharp what you brought up, and I think the this is very simplified. There's obviously more to this, but it's like Upper Deck was talking to their audience, their existing audience. They were not growing the Marvel space. They were just talking to the people that are already on their socials.
Right.
And same with what the heck was the other example? CGC. CGC is talking to their audience. They would love to grow the space, but they're in a place where they are the space. And Tops is onboarding and introducing, and PSA is onboarding and introducing. So those would be the differences that you outlined. That was sharp.
So Tim says, what is the right approach in your guys' opinion to create a substantial foundation long term? And he asks because CGC has a cultish type following, which would be a challenge to appeal to, he'd imagine.
Yeah, it is going to be challenging because there is like this cult like following, but PSA kind of has that too. It's just not.
They do in the card world for sure,
exactly,
right? PSA in the card world is CGC in the comic book world.
Exactly.
There's just nobody in the card world coming into the grading that is on that level of being able to actually compete with them right now.
Yeah, but my answer truly is the boring one, and it's that doing the things that the collectors care about and doing it right is the long-term way to win.
Doing it right,
just keep a solid slab, keep integrity in your grading, have your customer service team, do what your customer service team's supposed to do, and rock out.
It's almost like the Apple method where they were not always first, but when they dropped a new update or when they developed a new device, it was one that was very functional and people gravitated towards Apple.
It worked the way it was supposed to work, and when you installed something on there, it did completely mess everything up.
Right.
I want to show something that I love that they've done, and the other companies are likely going to steal this because this is excellent. And I haven't shown this book yet, but it's cool. We'll show it. So, I love this book. And sorry, I removed this and put it back on, so it really looks messy. It wasn't perfectly applied, but now it looks really messy.
Look at all those wrinkles on that 9.8. That's ridiculous.
No, but see, what I'm saying is they have a seal, a thing that, like, when you get a new car, you pull it off the navigation screen, or an Apple product, a laptop, an iPad,
which I love that effect. I saw some video, someone like, oh, we don't need this. I'm like, no, let's keep
No,
that. Let's
see,
keep that.
and listen, I'll say that was, I know who that, listen, and I was just with him the other night. We had a lot of fun. We had great conversation. But as soon as he said that, I was like, nope, that was
No.
an amazing thing that they did. And you just wanted something to
Yeah,
rant about,
no.
okay? Because this right here, to make sure the slabs don't get scratched, amazing. And the other
Gives you that
companies are like,
experience, right? That quality
Yep.
experience. It's like
And
a
they're-
little trick that they're doing.
they're
yeah.
likely going to steal that, but this is Spider-Man Adventures 10. Wait a second, guys. No, we'll show it later. Spider-Man Adventures 10 got the 9.8 on it. Love it. One of my favorite things.
See, I like the fact that it has some sort of slab protection that comes, because like even with CGC slabs and card grading, PSA slabs, the slabs come in and there's nothing on the slab.
Yeah,
So they've been
sometimes
banging
they're
up against each
scuffed.
other in the box. They're scuffed up. They got scratches on them already.
These
And
come like this, thick bag,
Yeah,
and that
that's
and
nice.
the cover, you know,
Yeah,
and
I like that.
a lot of really safe packaging materials.
You
when
want
they
to take that
ship.
Armando one? That I
Yeah.
What do you
starred?
say, Armando? What up?
This is this one, right? Do you think GameStop takes comics drops since their PSA TCG Sports is doing huge numbers? Yeah.
I think Neo spoke to Elizabeth about this, and I think all of the things that happen in the card space, they're exploring and they're giving serious thought to how to do the same in comics, right? But there's going to be slight differences. Handling a comic book is 100 times more risky than handling a card. I mean, you want to handle both with care, but comic books are bendy, flimsy, multiple pages. It's just completely different. So, you know, giving someone at a GameStop a card in a card saver, it's going to be kind of hard for them to screw that up. But if you have your comic book in a shit bag and board, someone handling that comic book within the bag and board can still damage that comic book.
Right.
So there's going to be a learning curve. There's going to be training, and that's just going to take some time to roll out. Comic books are a little bit more challenging to deal with, but they've had great success with TCG in the GameStop space. So, you know, of course, they're exploring the thoughts. I have no idea when it comes, and I'm in no rush for that service, but I know that it would be cool for people to have that.
I think it would be a missed opportunity if they don't try to do something with LCSs, right? Like that would be the perfect place for you to implement that type of service.
And I think RMS brings it up. He said they would do the same, probably what they do with Burbank cards, just with the comic book shop. That would be great to have actual experts be the drop-off locations, right?
You kind of energize some of those shops too by doing something like that.
Absolutely, you can. PSA's got strong brand, man, and it you know, I said this in my post earlier, and I don't know if I might not have said it before, but it's like, even though this is basically more still just conversation than actual books in the market, there's only a couple dozen PSA slabs in the market right now, you know, but the energy of PSA coming into the market is for real.
Yeah.
You know, it's got people excited.
So with that, Tim's asking, do you think PSA's interest is to take a share of the current market or create their own market?
Both. They're definitely going to be drawing on their, you know, their existing customer base. With the magazine grading and stuff like that. A lot of the sports card guys have sports magazines. It's going to make a lot of sense. TCG guys and gals, you know, they're even more closely related to the comic book world. So they're going to try to, you know, bring some of those collectors in, but they also have a very real interest in taking a bite out of CGC's pie. There's no question about it. But they're in a place where they could do a little bit of both. CGC is just the ruler of the kingdom, but PSA is going to be converting some of their loyalists, as well as poaching some of the customer base from CGC. But they want to do both for sure.
And I feel like the introduction of that gold label is very targeted at like a modern comics.
It is, very much.
Which looks awesome. The first time we saw it was a screenshot. It didn't do much. But once, you know, you saw the video, like, I wonder, well, and I think Will's the one that asked me first, but do we see that gold label introduced into cards somehow? Is this like a test run for trading cards in the future? PSA 10
that
gold. That would be interesting if they, you know, it would provide that counter for BGS black label, right? Like
you have like a pristine PSA 10
pristine.
pristine,
Yeah.
and it gains that gold label.
Yeah.
I
I
never
think at some
thought
point
about
then
that.
I think at some point there you have to almost have the grader's notes at that point to differentiate
Yes.
between the regular 10
Almost
and
like
the PSA
subgrades,
10.
right? Where
Yeah.
those would require like specific
Yep.
subgrades. Yeah.
So
It could be that they're touched by
And
it.
the graders notes that I've seen on comic books so far are pretty elaborate.
Detailed.
So hopefully,
Yeah.
hopefully they stay that way. That's been really nice. I mean, I even had a grader note on my 10, but it just said, you know, this book is virtually flawless. Like that's all it said. It was like, there's
Yeah.
nothing here, so it's
Yeah.
a 10.
Tim followed up on what you were saying there. How does PSA appeal to those well-known, established comic shops and vendors that, in my experience, have been reluctant in the past to try something new?
There are some comic book shop owners that I've spoken to that are open to it, and then this is not going to surprise you. Those that are heavily invested in CGC are the ones to attempt to support CGC, you know, and but that's like a personality thing. That's more about like I get to know the people, and I know which people are gonna, you know, just argue for the sake of arguing. You know, I know which people are gonna not support something new, but I have also spoken to comic book shop owners that are open to it. They don't care one way or another. Inventory comes, inventory goes, you know,
Right.
and they don't give a shit. And so if they get good customer service, if they're the sort of shop that slabs and cares about the slabbing experience, they're fine with it. If their customers come in and are willing to pay for a PSA slab, what difference does it make to them? They do not care. But there are definitely dealers. I won't even say comic shops. Oh, he said and vendors. There are dealers that are so heavily woven into the fibers of CGC that they're going to fight tooth and nail about why CGC is crap. Anyone arguing that they aren't is just because they've got $1 million worth of CGC plastic behind them and they need to get rid of it. You know, they don't have a relationship established with PSA yet. It's not their routine. They don't want to break out of that. They would rather brush everything under the rug that CGC does wrong and keep selling new users CGC products than educate users about the pitfalls of CGC products and try something new, because that is what they do already. It's rinse and repeat for them, and they do not care about the end user.
I feel like some of that too will take place as collectors, buyers, sellers, investors, whatever you want to call them, start to build out that database of comparable sales, right? If
Of
those
course,
comparable sales are at, near, or exceeding CGC, you will see those vendors start to change their mind on who they want to sell or grade with, right?
yeah,
They're not going to go
naturally,
grade
right?
with
Yeah,
CBCS because they're not going to get the money that they would in a CGC slab.
right.
So it's going to be the same thing if PSA slabs start selling for the same or more than CGC. Just business sense makes sense that they're going to start grading with PSA then.
Correct. And you said something. What's really cool is like organizations like Go Collect, the pricing service, right from the beginning, have integrated PSA sales into their sales data.
Yeah. Well, I think that's important because you
Very
need to
important.
find those baselines for the companies.
Yeah.
And their
Agreed.
first post wasn't a book that never registered, had sold under that certain grade.
Yeah.
I think it was like a 4.0 or something.
I think it was a 4.0 for like $499, correct,
Yeah.
of whatever that was. And then Automatic Comics, he did a breakdown of that sale, looked at grade sales history for grades above and grades below, and said, hey, I would have assumed this book to sell between $400 and $450. Don't quote me. I think that's what he said. And he was like, this one sold for nearly $500. This is a strong sale. And so he did that price analysis.
Yeah.
But again, I am very encouraged and very excited to see these books outperforming expectation, but it's so early. The enthusiasm is there. I wouldn't hold on to any of this stuff like it's the most important. We need, 6 months to a year's worth of data at an absolute minimum. A few months in, it could go any direction. You know what I mean? Like it's not definitive.
Yeah. At what point do you see your own personal opinions and your own thought process on how you would rank this? What point do you feel like PSA then becomes the leader in comic book grading? Is it strictly sales numbers for you? Is it the volume of books that they're grading? Is it just CGC's like, you know what, we give up, we throw in the white flag, and they're going to take over?
You know what's weird is like, I don't know, because I've never, my answer is weird. My answer is, I didn't think about it. I haven't thought about, I've thought about it, but I haven't invested actual thought into having an answer because it's not of consequence to me. And I know that's strange. What I'm saying is, it's going to be what it's going to be. The point is, we need both of them to be good. Like,
Right.
I don't, maybe 6-7 years from now, they take the lead. Maybe CGC then does something to retake the lead again.
We're hoping 4.5. That's the bet, right, Jesus? 4.5 more years.
Yeah, and listen, 4 years comes quick, right? Like, that's not a long time when you're building.
Right.
This is essentially building a new business, but the point is, all of that stuff's going to matter. The liquidity in the market. See, liquidity doesn't mean high value. Liquidity means you're able to sell it. Someone wants to buy it. Someone has it for sale. That's liquidity. I don't think anyone will win. I think this is exactly. And you know what? That's kind of what we as collectors want. We want this to be Pepsi and Coke. We want to have two viable, respectable options for our collectibles, right? That's what we want.
We can go over here for this one, and we can go over here for this one. And if we want a signed one, we'll go over here. And
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And maybe some books outperform in this case, and some books outperform in that case. But as long as there's liquidity and there's competitive values, we're good to go. That's all we need.
Wonderful. Well, Jesus, that's great comic book talk. You want to talk some toys?
Can I show something first? Hold on.
Well, Manu has a very special book he posted today.
I'll show that in a second too. But since we show, I'll show that in a second. Since we showed my PSA 9.8 of this, right? and then obviously I got a stack of Raws over here. This one's the Newsstand, and I did post this the other day, so most of our friends here have already seen it. And I haven't framed it yet. It's still in the faded bag that it came in with the cardboard backing, but I bought the original cover. And so I haven't framed it yet, so it's still with me. I'm super excited about that.
That's awesome, man.
Thanks, I appreciate it. The Venom portion, the trade dress and all this is actually on an acetate layer on the top. It's taped to the top and it folds over. And so is, the pricing part and the Fox Kids part over here.
Yeah.
And then behind it is simply the artwork from Alex Saviuk. And the inking is done by Rob Stoll, which was actually quite sad because I didn't know this because I wasn't following him on social. But while I was preparing the post, I wanted to make sure I was tagging the right page for him. And I went onto his page, and the latest post on his page was actually put up by his family. He passed away 2 months ago. So I was not aware. Rest in peace. He's the inker on this, where Alex Saviuk is the artist on this. And they did a lot of things together. Stoll was the inker on a lot of Spider-Man Adventures of Spider-Man, and some other Marvel properties as well. So just wanted to share that. I'm very excited about that. That's my first published comic book cover. It's not my first published cover. I haven't shown my first published cover, but this is my first published comic book cover. I freaking love it.
Manu, when are you going to get someone to draw a barcode on an acetate piece of paper so you can put over it?
Who said that? I love that.
Make it a newsstand. No, that's just me.
Oh, that was you? Okay.
Yeah.
Shit, I might just do that myself, bro.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm going to frame it, and that's just going to be I'm going to put that on the outside of the frame.
Yeah.
Today's Newsstand day. We're going to put a barcode on that thing. I love that idea. Pulling Fire, I appreciate it. Wolverine calls out, thank you very much. And RMS, yes, that cover screams 90s, no question. And the other book that Doom, that Don't Even Wear, Jesus was kind enough to bring up, was this book that I posted today. If you guys know me, you know my relationship with Malibu Sun. If you guys know me, you know my relationship with this book, this raw book, this book I've been showing for 3-4 years now. And I never submitted it because I didn't want it to get an arbitrary 9.8. This is every bit a 9.9 or higher, with no 9.9s at PSA. that means it's a contender for a 10. And God willing, fortunately, I was able to make the 10 happen, even though I did almost everything in my power to ruin my chances. I told the story earlier. I damaged this book while dropping it off, and their pressing department took care of it. And they literally took care of it. I have the before and after pictures of the dent. There was a small dent right here, didn't break color. I was lifting it while it was in a bag and board, and I took it from one shelf to put it on another, and I didn't bring it out far enough. And as I was lifting it, I hit the shelf, right? So it was minor damage, but if that damage was there, 9.8, not a 10. So that press was necessary to maintain the 10. Very excited about this. I don't know if there will be another one. I hope there won't be another one. But if anyone's up to the challenge, I challenge you. Find a copy as clean as this. See if you can't 10 that thing. It's not going to be easy. And so this is like a grail for me. Pride and joy. Love it.
Congrats,
at least
man.
for thank you. At least for a pretty good amount of time. This is a PC item. But you know what I say? Everything's PC until it's not. But I love this thing.
Wait, did you say how long it took you to find that?
That copy?
Yeah.
I mean, I've owned that copy for almost 3.5 years, I think.
Okay.
And dude, I don't think anyone's ever paid as much as I paid for that copy raw. So I forget the individual's name that sold it to me. And I think he was just in a season in his life where even the things that he knew were really special, maybe he needed, I'm not sure, maybe he needed money, or he was just at a place in his life where he was like, as long as I get the right amount of money, I'm selling all my special stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't remember if I saw it or he hit me up because, I have a reputation with Malibu Suns, right?
Yeah.
And he goes, I have this raw copy. It's exceptional, right? It's beautiful. And I think he asked me $2K for it, which no one has ever spent on a raw copy of this book. And well, maybe they have. I certainly haven't. But at that point in time, the 9.8s were going for around $4,000, and a 9.6 was going for around $1,500-$1,600, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
And I didn't have the book personally with me. I just had his pictures. I don't grade on pictures. Yes, it looked clean, but I didn't know how clean. I just thought, yeah, it's a clean copy, right? But you want $2,000? I said, if I get a 9.6 on this, I'm a loser. That's not even worth $2,000. If I get the 9.8, of course, I'm doing great. But like I said, I can't do that. And I think I gave him $1,500, I believe. Maybe a hair higher, a hair lower. I don't remember, but let's call it $1,500. Which I was nervous about doing too, but at least my cushion in that was if I get a 9.6, pretty much lose a couple bucks in the pressing and grading, but I could get out of it break even, no big deal. But dude, I paid the $1,500 or whatever, didn't know the guy, sent it goods and services, did all this stuff to protect myself. The fucking thing showed up. I couldn't believe it. This is an instant 9.8. This is $4,000 to $5,000 in the bag. But as I looked at it more, I thought, why the hell would I sell this thing short? This is better than a 9.8. I've had a dozen 9.8s. I've graded a dozen 9.8s. Even at that point, I had graded 5 or 6 9.8s. And from that day on, I just kept it raw because I was like, nope, there's no way I'm letting this thing be a 9.8. I don't care.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Pull and fire. The sign's not upside down. It's your camera settings. You just got to adjust your camera settings, pull and fire.
No, Pull and Fire knows that people be asking me that. He knows I'm not. It ain't a political thing. That's hella funny. Hey, Johnny Boy McCoy, what up? Sorry, the real McCoy collector.
The real McCoy collector. That's right.
Is that the 10 put on news?
All right,
toys. We got toys.
Well, going off from original art, right?
Yeah.
Shout out to the homie James. He was able to pick up a commission I've been waiting for over a year.
All right.
From Maria Wolf. So that is
sweet.
A Last Ronin commission that I forget. I think I signed up for it April last year.
That looks dope. That's coming to you. That's yours.
Yes. Yeah.
Very nice.
Nice. Shout out to the homie James. Picked that up. While he was there, I also got her to do a sketch card, so I got a Bebop on the way, and she did a cool little gold tooth on it, which is awesome.
Oh, that's
looking forward
sick.
to getting that. Yeah. Let's see. And then Nathan, we saw a bunch of like toys, SDCC exclusives. These are some of the ones. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of TMNT talk for people who don't like turtles. I'm sorry. It just is what it is. If you don't like
turtles, then I don't even know why you're here.
I mean, I didn't want to say all that, but like, it's real.
For you.
Yeah. Look. Come on. We grew up in the 90s. Come on, how do you not like turtles?
No, you have to love the turtles.
Yeah. So Mondo, if anyone knows Mondo, they do this 6 scale figures, which are what, about like a foot in length.
Yeah,
And
about usually 10 to 12 inches, somewhere in there, depending on the character.
although they are doing some 6-inch figures now, but I think it's only specific lines. But they started teasing these TMNT, where they're actually creating a backstory, and these are not based on anything particular, but it's post the the first TMNT movie or the second TMNT movie, and they got licensed through who owns it? Nickelodeon, IDW, whoever owns the TMNT license, gave them like the ability to create these things in that spirit of this is what they would look after the movies from the 90s. So they are going to start by doing a Donatello, and they showed the Shredder concept. Here's the Leo concept here. So these are all going to be like premium figures. They're probably going to go around 2 to 250 is what they go for. These, I guess, the equivalent to like a hot toy, but except it's the Mondo version. And then they're doing the Spider-Man animated series also. So they did a Spider-Man, they did a Venom.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is through the Spider-Man or this is through the X-Men 97. I don't know, but they're releasing the Doctor Doom, which pretty sick animated style.
Yeah.
And I've never seen. I don't think I've ever seen an animated style toy to begin with. I remember like the Secret War stuff, Toy Biz stuff, but not that. So that's cool. This is just a random Gambit. Yeah. This is a Mafex.
It looks so good though.
Looks awesome. The jacket, even like the card fire thing.
You think those I've never had any Mondo figures. Are those jackets on like a wire thing where you can actually?
Yeah, so they got like wires built into the cloth, so it's a soft fabric, so you can kind of maneuver how you want.
And this one specifically Mafex, which is like I guess you would say a premium.
It's a premium Marvel Legend, basically.
Right.
So those are usually going anywhere from like 75 to 100, 125, depending on the figure. And then usually they're all pinless. You know, obviously older ones are pinned, but the new stuff is, I mean, they're pretty much similar scale to what you get with the Legends, but it's just more articulation, better sculpting, just all around better figure, but pricey.
Premium. That one caught my attention. This is the
I like this.
The Donnie, and I don't know, the top got cropped out, but you can kind of see in the details like some of the storytelling they're doing. Actually on a wider shot they had like the like he I forgot what the Mausers, which are like the little mechanical things that are enemies. He has one with like wheels, so they're calling them like Mauser Bros, where he hacked into them and now he's using them for whatever they're doing currently. So this is also post 90s movies. This is what their version of Donatello is, and that is the unpainted version. So that was just, they had like the unpainted version at SDCC. This is gonna come out in the fall this year, so that's gonna be the first release. And it comes like 3 different faces. Yeah, these are awesome. This is the Mondo line.
Whoa.
These are Safubi toys. So these are more like less they're not articulated as much, but they're Japanese style Safubi, where it's soft vinyl, and they're more for like, I guess you would compare them to a designer toy. So it's big on colors and it's big on like just the mold itself, and they're meant to be, you know, put on your shelf next to like usually Godzilla or a bunch of kaiju monsters are what traditionally Safubi you would find. They're incorporating like lines that we're familiar with in pop culture, like TMNT, and I forget what other ones. No, they did like some horror movie versions of Safubi toys, but that is Slash, and he's the latest one that's coming out this year.
He looks dope.
They also took inspiration from the original Playmates toys, like the ones we grew up with. And this is just like a big size version of it, which is pretty dope.
He got 2 different color eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's awesome. And I couldn't leave out Garfield.
That's sick.
That's awesome.
Version, which I believe
as a turtle.
I believe it was like from a specific episode or maybe TMNT Adventures, but I think it's from the cartoon.
Bro,
And,
that's
like,
brilliant. The pizza
That's
cutter,
cool.
the pile of pizza.
yeah. I'm like, how can you not?
I
never knew Garfield was in the cartoon, so I was like,
I had
whoa,
no idea.
that's awesome.
That's so cool. Yeah.
So yeah, that's gonna be dope. And that's it. Those are some of like the cool toys that I saw from the videos people showed. Looking forward to some of those. And
Of course,
there's
they got some
tons
awesome.
more.
They got some awesome Marvel Legends too. They
Yeah.
had the 3-pack with Sauron and Savage Land Rogue, and then I
Yes.
forget the wife of Khazar was in there as well.
Oh yeah.
But those will all be coming out eventually to Pulse and Hasbro and stuff like that to be able to pre-order those. GameStop and everybody will probably have those later on.
I know Justin showed the San Diego Comic-Con stuff, and he like the Magic the Gathering cards were in some of those figures too for some were they
Yep.
Marvel Legends with Magic cards, or what company were they?
It's I don't know if they're I don't know if they're Marvel Legends or not, but that would make sense because some of they've put out stuff with figures and cards before, like McFarlane still does that with the DC stuff. They'll have a line where you'll have a trading card in the back still.
Yeah,
but
pretty
Manu, this is next segment is kind of up your alley here. Little investor pricing talk, values. So eBay Terra Peak, these are confirmed sales last 30 days. We're going to do the top 10 for DC and for Marvel. So we kept getting Marvel and Garbage Pail Kids came in with the DC search, so we just filtered those out. So if you want to filter stuff out, just in Terra Peak, put what you want in there, put a minus symbol, what you want to get rid of, leave a space, put a minus symbol, and what you want to do next. Select the category that you want, select your days, go down, make sure you're on solds. You can see the graph here. Last 30 days, the average sale price is $10.93. Keep in mind, there's a lot of, you get a lot of that 1 cent stuff, but you can see the ranges. You can, your peaks and your valleys and all that stuff. So if you're fine tuning this down to a single card, obviously you can see that. Sell through rate's only 6%, so that's not very good. Let's talk about the top 10 DC cards for the month of June.
May before we get, I want to be here with you, but I'm going to make this real quick because I don't have the real answer for the real McCoy collector. But he said, Manu, by chance, have you seen PSA put out anything about grading foreigns? I personally haven't yet, and I haven't spoken to them about it. But I know that means nothing. Like, I don't know if you can submit them. Maybe you can just submit them already, right? Like, as long as they populate when you're submitting, or even if they don't populate, you can force feed the information and send it. Like you.
Yeah, it literally says put as many details as you can. If you can't find one, and just send it, and then that's how you find out.
Yeah, and what Doom pointed out earlier is that on the website they have their size, max, like whatever,
dimensions.
Dimensions. As long as the item you're sending fits within those dimensions, you should be good to go.
Yeah.
So that's all. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, no problem. So honorable mention number 11, four card puzzle by Oliver Castaneda, Viscertas.
Nice.
You got the Justice League there.
DC Annual.
All right, this is a sketch card. Wait, is this 4 sketch cards?
So that's an achievement, 4-piece achievement puzzle from DC Annual.
Okay.
So from the first DC Annual set, that sold for $341.
Okay.
So top 10, we've got DC Annual, the Joker, Crystal Clear. There are only 10 of these in existence.
Not numbered, just short print.
Not numbered. Right? No, there's 10 of them.
Just
There
10.
were only
Just
10,
not a number.
but the way they labeled it is it's not hard numbered. It's just printed on there 1 of 10.
Okay, gotcha.
So all 10 cards say 1 of 10, but there's only 10 of them. So
What
just
did
like they
this go
did with the
for?
Kith, just like they did with the Kith cards,
Right.
that went for $346 plus shipping.
Wow.
Cool.
Brand new set, 2025 Fleer Brilliance Superman. This is the Golden Flight parallel out of 24, so there's only 24 of these
The
in
retail
existence.
product that just came out.
Retail product. Yep, you got blaster boxes. So you got Target, Walmart, and GameStop exclusive blaster boxes, and then the Mega Box is what your options are for this set. And that card sold for $350.
Okay.
$360. We got a Harley Quinn 2022 HRO. So this is really
Mythic.
nice seeing
I
HRO.
believe that's a mythic, which is the
This
rarest
is the
version.
originals. Chapter 2, the originals, PSA 10 graded card. So it's nice to see HRO getting a little bit of love here.
Yeah.
That's a cool card. What's HRO?
They
HRO
were-
is like a online trading game, but has the
It was
physical
part
aspect to it
NFT,
as well.
part physical, and every card had a code in the back that tied to an NFT digital
Who's the-
thing.
Who's the artist, man? That
That is from a
Harleys?
comic book. That's a cover, but I don't know who the
That's
artist is.
it's
Yeah.
fantastic, dude. That
So-
right eye is creeping me out.
Yeah.
HRO, this little number down here in the corner here where it says
Yeah,
A335, the
Yeah.
lower this number is, the more rare the card is.
Yes. Because there was points associated when you put it into the digital aspect of it, where you get more points for a lower number. So
And
Some
coming
of
in
those
at
go
number
for a lot.
7, we have our first Purple Diamond 101.
I think I know.
393.76.
Oh,
This is the
Bizarro.
Bizarro
Okay,
Purple Diamond 101 from DC Annual.
awesome. I like the
Uh,
purple diamond parallel. Looks great.
Number 6 at $475. We got the
Was that
Clear
Hulk?
Brilliance.
Who's Bizarro?
Bizarro. It's like a Bizarro World Superman, basically.
Yeah, it's like a evil Superman
yeah, okay,
thing.
okay,
Yeah.
Another 2025 Fleer Brilliance Superman Power Girl 101 Purple Explosion.
Power Girl's very popular.
So I don't know really what they got going on here, but it looks like this the globe behind her here is just kind of rainbow foiled.
Yeah, you can't really see
You
the.
can't really see the purple going on
Yeah.
much there.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just a bad photograph.
Yeah, I mean that's the tough part with some of the foiling is getting the imaging right for them.
It would appear that the foil is probably a circular foil pattern, the way that I see some of it catching the light.
Yep. $500 at the number 5 spot. We got the 2024 Kakawa Warner Brothers Anniversary Superman Dazzling Gems PSA 10. That's kind of got like a cracked ice effect to it.
Those aren't numbered?
Out of 75.
For 500? That's, I mean, that
for
seems
500.
pretty good. I mean, pretty high sell. I know nothing.
Pretty
about
high
these
sell
cards.
because if I remember correctly, the Kakawa stuff grades pretty well.
I'm gonna give you guys a hard time. I just got a question for you. Do you guys say hard when you're saying in that context, when you're saying that's a pretty high sale? Are you guys saying the word sale or are you guys saying the word sell?
Sale, like it's a
Sale.
high sale price.
SALE.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
High
Nathan,
sale.
you as well? Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we got the 2025 Case Hitman Bat Moonbryon.
I don't know what this is.
This is
I don't
like
have
a
a
piggy
clue
banks sort of thing.
Right.
Yeah, it seems like that.
I
This
just
is
assumed
100%
You
this
got
a
some
is
custom
ghoul bats.
card.
You got some ghoul bats here. You
Yeah,
got
yeah.
Batman's here, and kind of like a mosaic pattern on it.
I just
Custom
assume all
card,
these are like
$500.
NFT something weird that I don't understand.
Yeah. All right. So this one's not an individual card. This one's actually a complete set 1966 Topps Batman complete black label set.
Okay.
All
vintage.
54 cards.
Ooh.
So all 54 cards in the 1966 set
Black Bat.
sold for $600.
Nice.
Wait, so there's different versions of the set, right?
Yes, there is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was
This
about to
is-
say that's cheap, too cheap for the first.
This is
Batman.
this is the first set. This is the one with the Batman rookie on the left.
Oh, so that is the actual
Yeah.
Batman rookie.
Yeah.
That's cheap for the set. I don't engage with the set, so I didn't know the price.
Yeah, some of those Batmans go for more than just depending on condition.
Condition,
but yeah,
of course. Yeah.
And some of it too is, I mean, this is pretty straightforward to the point.
it was a
Listing
fixed
here.
price. Someone just bought
Yeah,
it.
it was a fixed price, so
Mm.
somebody just snap bought it. Somebody had it, wasn't really sure what it was worth, didn't want to take their chance on auction, and just sold it. So like,
Yeah.
if I get this, I'm good with it.
Yeah, there you go.
600.
DC Annual Black printing plate for the hologram for Batman, $610. This one was an auction, total of 40 bids.
Wow.
Probably one of the best printing plates in the entire set.
That looks dope.
Because
That's
you
awesome.
lose almost the entire background with this one.
Man, the black printing plates are always the best looking printing plates.
I would like to see the blue one because of DC Annual and all like the logos are involved.
Yeah, because then you do get the logo stuff in there.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then the number one selling card for the last month for DC, we had 2019 Cryptozoic Superheroes Villains sketch card, Catwoman Batman by Dan Berggren.
Nice. Anne Hathaway, right? So this is from
yeah. Yep.
Whoa, that's a
Dark
lot
Knight
of
Rises.
variant. I didn't know that. Oh, hey, that's what's her name?
Anne Hathaway. Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
Although I will say,
very nice. That
Nathan, I will say,
$625.
just because I researched it this week, it didn't bring up, which to me is a higher sale. It was $1,050 for a short print, not numbered, a short print Superman from the new Fleer Brilliance that came out. I think it's Son of Something, but it sold for $1,050, and then a second copy sold for $500.
There you go. There you go. I don't know why that didn't come in there. So July 25th.
Yeah.
Sometimes that happens where you type in your search filters and you filter it out and you lose stuff in there. Because here's another one, Son of Krypton sold for $571.
Same day. But that's the wild thing.
Son
like
of Krypton for $571.
It was first to market. Someone really wanted to pay the grand for it.
Yeah. So then we got the Bizarro and the Power Girl. So these ones actually would have moved those farther down the list.
Yeah.
So for $1,050, this would have been your top.
For a non-number, just short print, that's crazy.
Yeah,
that's a lot. Even 500 is crazy.
And the risky part with those short prints is you don't know how many there are. You literally have to know how much product was printed in order to find that out.
Yeah, I think it was like 1 out of 2,800 packs. Or
yeah, because like you said, these are the exact same day. So somebody fixed price bought this for $1,050, and there was an auction with 31 bids. Somebody got it for $571.
Yeah.
And there was another one here. Went for $571 with 11 bids. So these sold exactly the same price.
Yeah, it's a little weird, but
a different card.
Alex Ross on that one.
Because you got the LSK8, and then you have.
So it's like a set.
Yeah, it's like a little insert set that comes with that. But let's take a look at the Marvel products here. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right. So top 10 Marvel cards.
All right.
At least for what showed up on the filtered results.
I'm gonna guess there's a lot of Topps Chrome.
It's all Topps Chrome.
No. At the top of the list is a card that matters more than all this bullshit here. this is garbage.
Spider-Man Red Wave out of 5.
I will say that card looks awesome.
For $6,850.
Not that pretty, but it's pretty
the
card.
The one with the purpley reddish webs, that one looks great. I don't know what it's called, but it's out of 62 or something.
Yes.
That card looks dope.
Is it Spider-Man? Is it Spider-Man insert? Right? No, parallel. I mean.
Yeah, it's a red and black or red
web parallel or something. Yeah,
it's a web parallel.
I don't know what I'm talking about. I just seen a picture of it.
You're on point. It's 60. It's numbered out of 62.
I saw Green Goblin looks awesome in there.
All right, so real quick, back to that red card that we just looked at. 6,850, and that one's out of 5, huh? Okay.
Out of 5, yes.
Got it. Noted. I wish I had it to sell because I wouldn't want it.
I didn't know they were going that crazy.
Jeez. PSA 10 Pop 4, 3 out of 10. Topps Chrome. Wolverine Black Wave. 3 out of 10.
The UK Topps Chrome.
This is the UK. Yep.
I hate that artwork, but I get it. Black Wave.
Yeah.
Black Wave.
But for $6,889, 30 bids. So both of those were
Nice.
auctions, 44 bids, 30
Oh.
bids.
I'd rather have some
Strong.
2013 PMGs over that.
Next up,
Whatever.
hot topic in the card world. These aren't autographs, all right, people.
What?
They're freaking insert cards that are serial numbered.
Oh,
that
I
have
like
fake
these.
autographs on the
Yeah,
cards.
these are
Get over
fun.
it. It's
These are
just an
fun.
insert. It's a
Yeah.
serialized insert card. $7,099.
Well, you heard about all this.
Black Cat and Ghost Spider, one of one.
You heard about this autograph controversy in the sports world?
Bro.
Okay.
Holy cow.
At least you don't have to second guess if these are like actual autographs. You just know
Yeah,
what it is.
Exactly.
off
You,
rip.
Yeah,
you
these
know,
are fake.
you know it's an
Yeah.
insert.
This
Come
is
on.
this is the same as knowing who your enemy is versus a friend that's pretending to be a friend, but they're really your enemy. At least
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
That's him.
At least you
Yeah,
know.
Tim.
Exactly.
Jeez.
Oh gosh.
Topps Chrome 2025. This is the newest release. This is the clawed out Omega 5 out of 5. Sometimes you get that premium with the Omegas and the Alphas. $7,322. 112 bids. Clawed out. So these are
controversial clawed ones.
these are
huh?
die cuts in the center of the card, Manu.
Yeah,
where
no,
it's
I know.
basically
Yeah.
it's missing
yeah.
material. Okay, I wasn't
like
sure
it.
if you were familiar with them or not.
I
No,
like
no,
these.
I was
So,
familiar. I
It
think
works
it's
for some images. It doesn't work for others. I would have liked to see this smaller,
Mm.
like not quite stretched out across
Or-
the card, but that's
or
personal
z-
preference.
Zoom
like the
out
Spidey
the
one.
image.
It really
Yeah,
eats
zoom
up
out
the
the
whole
image.
Spidey.
Yeah.
Or
You
zoom
know?
in the image. Zoom in the image, right? So you can actually see more of the character up close.
But
It
like
doesn't
Wolverine
really
with the claws makes a lot of sense.
These are bringing in some big numbers, man. This is cool.
some big numbers. Now, a lot of that is the sports world coming in and snagging these up. People that are in the sports market going, I want to get the first US set. I want all the short printed cards. I
It's
got
also
FU
the
money, so it
Chrome.
doesn't matter.
The
Right.
Topps
It's the
Chrome fan base.
Yep.
People who just love Topps Chrome.
All right, so we have our first superfractor here, Amaranth. Now, this is kind of surprising because it's Amaranth versus it being Wolverine or Spider-Man or something like that. It's a very low tier character here.
I know one
$7,500.
Amaranth collector. I never even
One.
knew who Amaranth was. I'm not going to say the person's name. I don't know if it's a secret collection. I have no idea. But I only know one person that collects this character, and that was my introduction. I had no idea. I never said this name in my life. Never saw this character in my
Yeah, I
life.
didn't know either. This artwork is
so
awesome.
Yeah.
it is beautiful art. So that's
So-
amazing. Sorry to cut you off. So this is a one
No,
of
you're
one.
fine. 101 superfractor for Topps Chrome. So superfractors in Topps products are the be all end all for cards. Now you have something additional on top of this is it's their first appearance on a card as well. So that they label it with the first there, the first appearance in the upper corner there. If we end up getting Bowman making a set, we'll probably end up with Bowman first cards for characters as well. So it's a nice little touch that they added to this. So we don't have to call these rookie cards anymore. They're just first appearance cards, which is really nice.
Or call him rookie. Like, who cares?
You can call them whatever you want because it's
Yeah.
technically her rookie card too.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
every card that releases this year with her on it is going to be her rookie card. Right? 'Cause
See,
it's
that's the
rookie
difference
covers a
between
year.
how exactly. But like that's if you're really extrapolating it. We're not when we call a character card a rookie card, we're not talking about the entire year. Like I understand what you're
Right.
saying. You're making a direct comparison, but it's not. That's just a simple way of saying it's the first time that character was on a card. It's not every card that dang year,
But
Right.
isn't it just easier to just call it a first appearance card then?
Yeah, we had that conversation. No, it's actually easier to call it a rookie
Yeah.
as long as you're not talking to someone that actually thinks like an athlete. Like every card this year's this is their first season. It's not that. But first appearance on a
So
card
here's-
is perfect. Like
So this next one's the one that kind of throws me, and it's just because the character differential and where these two characters rank. Amaranth sold for $7,499.99.
Okay.
You pay 1 penny more and $14.50 more, and you get yourself a Storm Superfractor.
is that a 101 too?
101
Yeah.
Superfractor. Yep.
Dude, that's
It's just not her
way
first.
better.
It's not her first appearance on a card. So for the
But-
same price, basically, you get the significantly ranked higher character
I'm
in the Marvel tier list.
So
my
does that mean
guess-
someone's specking on Amaranth? Like
no, I
hoping
don't.
that-
I think someone's building a set of superfractors or wants to get every superfractor. I
And
think
they're
that's
just
what's
paying
going
whatever anybody's asking for.
on. I
them.
think that's what's going on.
All right. Because here we go backwards now. Now we go to Jeff the Land Shark
Oh,
Superfractor.
put some
So
respect
3
on Jeff.
Superfractors. 1, 2,
Yeah.
3. Oh, I love Jeff. Jeff's amazing. But he's not Storm. He's not Storm.
Well, just put some.
$9,000.
Look at that. That's adorable.
$9,000.
That's an adorable $9,000 right there.
Listen, you know, I like Jeff. Jeff's a cool guy.
My name's Jeff.
I didn't even know that's what he sounded like, but yeah.
Me neither. That's the Marvel Rivals effect, which he became a popular character, and there was Jeff. You know.
All right. So earlier we had the 3 ladies in the Superfractor insert fake auto. Superfractor 101 went for $7,099. Now we get into the Fantastic Four quad auto, the facsimile Superfractor 101, $10,000.
Whoa, for this? Wow.
For this one right here. So 101 Fantastic
I'd rather
Four.
have Jeff for 9. Like, give me the K extra. Let me keep that Jeff.
There you go. All right.
Cool card.
So,
cool card.
Yeah.
Now this is the card I'm pretty sure Manu was talking about.
I love it. Yeah, I love it.
This card right here, number 2 on the list. 1990 Pop 12 Cosmic Spider-Man hologram. Gem Mint PSA 10.
Sorry, Manu. It's not for me.
It's all right. It's all right. I'm just.
I respect it. Holograms, 90s, woohoo. Yeah,
it's got the nostalgia thing going on for most people.
I get it. I respect, but
it's not the hot, fresh. It's not the hot, fresh, shiny, right?
Without that, you don't have none of this bullshit.
It's true. That is true. That is very true. Yeah.
That's
$10,099.
I would just say I'd rather keep that Jeff in like $1,099 though in my pocket.
I respect that they risked going to auction with this one instead of throwing it out there.
That got that on auction.
On auction, 4 bids got $10,099 on auction. So I respect that they were like, screw it.
I respect whoever bought it because they clearly wanted it. So
yeah.
I mean, it has sold for $15K before too. Like this is in between the highs and the lows. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we got Ghost Spider 101 Superfractor mask off insert from 2025. Topps Chrome, $13,000. Gorgeous looking card.
Cool looking card.
I'm gonna say I hate the artwork. I don't dig the artwork. I thought I was gonna like his Ghost Spider 101, but I don't. We're just gonna get like an emblem. Like
I mean, it looks like a T-shirt from Spencer's at the mall.
Yeah, it's
Manu. Or Jesus, I'm gonna put the hater hat on here and just go expect more of this.
Really? No. I'd rather keep Jeff in the change.
Now, I do want to kind of go down a little bit.
Is right. It did look like a vending machine.
Exactly.
Yeah, $6,500. We got an SDC San Diego Comic-Con from Minted. This sold $6,500 for the Venom plate.
Wait, the Battle Spectre art, the Jusco art sold? He sold it?
Oh, you see something in chat, I'm guessing.
No, I see it towards the bottom of the page right there, second from the bottom. That's the FPG Jusco Venom Battle Spectre. Did it sell? Does that say a single bid took it at $5,500?
Single bid took it at $5,500. Yes.
Oh, so that's the recreation.
Yeah. What the heck? I owe him a congrats.
Wow.
Nice. And then 92 Platinum PMG Green Wolverine.
How much that go for?
That one went for $6,100.
Does that have any white edges?
Does this one have any white edges?
Yeah. Meaning, like, you know how some were printed. So now I actually got the full treatment.
No, this one looks like it got. Yeah, this one looks like it got the full green treatment around. It might be a little bit thin on the green down here at the bottom, but it looks like it got.
Yeah. But I know, like the Doom had like whites, like it just weird.
So I can understand, if people are paying a premium for Wolverine and green PMGs as it is, for one that actually looks that good from that set, I can see that. So
does
there you
that
go.
mean that Josh's Venom is a shoe-in to outperform this price because it's Venom?
But why would Venom outperform Wolverine?
No, my bad.
I mean, to the right person, it might.
No, I was thinking in my head Spider-Man versus Wolverine, but Venom may not outperform Wolverine.
May not.
But to the right person, he might.
Depends. Yeah.
And these are eBay sales, clearly. These are
Yeah,
eBay
These are
sales.
confirmed
Terapeak.
eBay sales through Terapeak. So this
Yeah.
isn't 130 point.
Confirmed.
This isn't eBay sold. This is through
Confirmed paid.
eBay Terapeak.
The Venom buyers have to go to Golden to get that card. So hopefully they show up for that card.
There you go.
Yep. So there we go. So that's our
Wait, can we go up? No, it's fine.
Oh, yep.
There was
Maybe.
a
We'll see.
no word. There was a Doctor Doom cut.
Yep, Dr. Doom right here, the 101 comic cut.
Yeah,
$6,000.
wait, $6,000 is all for him?
$6,000. This is
the
the
cut.
San Diego Mint. So this
Oh,
is the one
yeah.
that we were kind of like chuckling to ourselves a little bit about because the comic cut, it's a 101. Well, yeah, but what book's it from? Is it an important comic cut?
I know Free said
relevant?
one was from like a 99-cent book and so for $3,000. So people be careful out there. But you know, I guess ultimately if it says 101, that's what
It's sometimes it feels like people are paying for the number on the card more so than the card itself. So
100%.
I mean, you see that with the Amaranth sale there. I would say that's probably a good indication that people are paying for the number on the card and not necessarily the card and the character themselves anymore.
But that one didn't show like a super fractor effect. It just says 101.
Yo, have you guys noticed that when someone's a shitty person, the company they keep is really shitty too? Like the negative energy is just all they want around them, like a blanket of bullshit. Fucking shitty people.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to get you in a down mood, Manu.
Nothing. I just saw. No, someone sent me something on my phone.
All right, Manu. How much do you watch wrestling?
None.
None. All right,
no.
great. You're gonna be our test subject then for SummerSlam.
Oh god.
We got SummerSlam comes up this weekend. First time, 2 days SummerSlam. It's basically WrestleMania in the summer, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we had a whole list. We had a whole list of matches here. We're gonna start from the bottom, work our way up, because that's kind of how it goes. And then we're just gonna pick a winner. You don't have to give a reason behind it. You're just gonna pick who you think is gonna win. This is gonna be video documented, so afterwards we can see how screwed up our picks are.
RMS says, "I'll switch with Manu. Let me on. Tag.
Hey, just comment in chat who you're picking. All right. First
also,
match.
wait, before we start, real quick, Manu, like if you're one of the people who doesn't watch, there is a Netflix series that just came out called Unreal.
Okay.
And it's like a documentary style where it shows you up to like half a year of wrestling. Very compelling for people who don't watch it. You should check it out.
It gives you a lot of insider information. They show the behind the scenes.
It's not just for wrestling people. It's just a great doc.
You know, their mindset behind creating the matches the way they do. It's interesting.
Awesome. Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie to you.
You probably won't watch it. I just needed to put it out there. You know what I mean?
But I appreciate. No, I thank you for bringing that to my attention. You might have sparked something, you know. But you know.
You heard of the Formula One that Netflix did, and it created like this huge effect in cards and stuff. This is basically the version for wrestling that they just created a show.
Okay, very cool. Yeah. Very cool.
All right,
let's go.
We have this clusterfuck of tag team match here.
This is
this is just going to be a mess. Honestly, it's you got 6 different tag teams all competing for the World Tag Team Championships. Honestly, if I had to pick a winner here, I'm probably taking not even somebody that I think is going to win it. I want Andrade and
Ray Phoenix.
Phoenix to win.
Yeah, shout out to the Mexicans. I mean,
yeah,
that's I'm biased. I'm rooting for them.
You same on that? You same pick on that?
Yes.
Jesus?
My second option would be the Fraxium guys.
Fraxium? Yeah. So this is Andrade and Ray Phoenix here. Fraxium and Praxium. I don't know.
Be my second choice.
Yep. So yeah. So there we go. Manu, do you have a pick out of these 6? Like, which guys do you think look like they're going to actually win?
The guy with the mask and the guy right above him.
This one here?
Yeah, those two. Yep, up and down.
These two?
Guys.
Oh, he's going to switch up teams on you. Look at that. He's picking one from each team.
Oh, shit.
That'd be very interesting if they were able to do that.
No, they're next to each other. The teams are next to each other.
Yeah, the teams are next to each other.
Yeah, I thought this was one team over here and then blue team was over here.
It's 6 teams. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Oh, I
the red
got
and
you,
the
I got
blue.
you.
So you have these three on this side are SmackDown primarily teams, and these ones on this side are Raw primarily teams.
Separate
I see.
shows. Yeah,
I got
Yep,
you.
separate
Is that
shows.
the Undertaker? He's still wrestling.
No,
No.
these two down at the bottom are currently the tag team champions. They're part of the Wyatt Six.
And they're like weird paranormal vibes. Just a weird thing going on there. Yeah.
But yeah, the whole tag team division there is just a mess. So, all right, next up, Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross. I
don't
really
like
want
Sami
Kross.
Zayn.
I want Kross to win
Yeah.
because
This
I think
is
he did a
Thor
great job.
versus Thor.
This is Thor versus
Except
Thor.
one's
Yeah.
bigger than the other.
One is
Yeah.
bigger, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, Karrion Kross.
so I'm going with Kross on this one. You going with Kross? Jesus?
So far, RMS agrees with us.
Listen,
Okay.
I got no problem agreeing with all you guys. Cross it is.
Yeah, I can't see chat right now when I'm scrolling through these and reading them off. But
They all say cross.
just let me know what
they're
here.
going.
Melfi says
everybody's saying cross. All right, Roman Reigns and Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. I think Breaker and Reed win this match.
I hope they don't. I don't like Braun Breaker as much. I like Bronson Reed. But give me, I'm going with Jay and Roman.
All right.
Although, I'm going with them.
I think
They have nothing to benefit though if they win, so it makes sense
Yeah,
that Braun wins.
to me, it makes sense that Breaker and Reed win because it solidifies them more as the faction that they're a part of. And
there's no titles involved, so
Yep.
Makes sense.
All right, we've got Solo and Jacob Fatu in a steel cage match for the United States Championship. I want Fatu to win this match. I think Solo's going to win.
Just want the Wingstop deal. I kind of want Solo to win. I don't know why.
He's hilarious,
funny.
man. I love him. Like they had the belt on Fatu already. I like him as a character.
Has been getting beat up though, so it makes sense if Fatu.
Yeah, he's been getting beat up. It just felt like though when they put the belt on him that they like stopped character development and storyline with him. They put him right back into the Solo storyline. It's like he finally moved on from Solo, got the championship, and then they just put him right back in that storyline.
Yeah.
Instead of developing something new with him. But we're going with the dreads or the dyed hair, Manu.
These gonna go with the dyed hair through the middle.
All right.
Even though he I don't know, he might be scrappier. He looks so smaller, but he might be scrappier.
Mm-hmm.
For not watching wrestling, you're pretty on point.
Pretty on point.
I mean, there's so many. I don't want to sound like terrible when I say this, but are these guys paired up intentionally, like with the people that they look like? Like these guys look like each other. You have two Thors.
Well, they're related.
Family.
Those two are related.
Family.
Yeah,
So
those two are actually related in
against
real
each
life.
other.
So
Okay.
Yeah.
all right. We have Lyra McIntyre and Becky Lynch going one-on-one for the Intercontinental Championship.
Man,
I want Lyra.
Lyra's on the left.
On the right.
Lyra is the one
Lyra's
on the right.
She's like the newcomer, and the other one's like the OG. She's in her later years. I want Lyra to win.
Yeah, the girl on the right is going to, she's going to have an affair with the other one's husband.
Oh, Seth is going to cheat on Becky with Lyra. Wow, what a storyline.
But that's why I want the girl on the left, the lady on the left, to win.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay.
I don't want
you don't want to break up that family. They got a child.
There you go. Yeah, they got a kid. You don't want to break that up. She's
come in here and just take whatever because she got a decade younger or something like that.
I like it. I like it. I like the spin. See, he could be in the writers' room easily.
Yeah, I'm on Becky.
It'd be way more entertaining.
I think Becky wins. Okay, so here's my stipulation. If Lyra wears feathers to the ring, Becky wins.
She always
Lyra doesn't wear. She doesn't always wear feathers. Her Raw matches and stuff. She has.
Oh yeah, no. She looks. Yeah.
If she wears feathers to the rings, she loses. If she doesn't wear feathers to the ring and comes in with a different outfit, she'll win. But
I think Becky's such a weak ass name for a wrestler.
For real.
Well,
hell?
her
She needs to
moniker
put
is
her
the
over,
man.
man.
She's the man.
Yeah.
All right. Women's Tag Team Championship. So you got team on the
Oh,
right,
this is a good
team
one.
team on the left, team on the right. We got the tag team champions Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne
I
Perez.
want Harley Quinn to win.
Harley Quinn. Yeah, mayonnaise. Let's go. Mayo gets
That's
a vote from
Nathan's
Manu.
favorite.
That's my girl.
man.
Alexa's my girl. Alexa and
Oh.
Charlotte. I'm picking them to win.
I
Harley
like
Quinn.
the dynamic between Alexa and Charlotte. As much as I want to root for them, no, you gotta keep Roxanne with the belt
Oh,
because we
my
need Liv to
God.
come
Look
back,
at this
and she's gonna
guy
be
going
mad.
for the
Also,
Rasa.
they're both from South
Oh,
Texas. I want to shout out represent.
Viva la Raza.
Yeah, exactly.
Somebody
Oh,
pull
my
up some more
goodness.
pictures of the girl on the top left. I want to see the girl on the top left. I want to see. I'll Google it later.
There you go.
Raquel Rodriguez. There you
All
go.
right.
All right. AJ Styles versus Dominic Mysterio for the
That's gonna be
Intercontinental
awesome.
Championship. This could be a great match.
Dom.
Dominic wins this. The fucking building blows up. He kisses Roxanne. Liv gets all mad about it, and we move on.
Yeah, the guy on the right.
AJ.
All right, so AJ Styles.
Oh no, okay, but hold on, because I'm thinking the other guy on the left is just
So
gonna
this-
be busy drinking like a beer or something like that. He's gonna do one of these.
He's busy eating them chicken nuggies.
He got
Yeah.
a mullet for sure. That guy
He
got a
does.
mullet in a case of beer.
He
He drinks Coors. This guy, you know.
Definitely not a Dos Equis guy.
Nah.
All right, Jesus, who we got?
Yeah, it's Dom.
It's
Damn,
Dom.
she's
Very
6'1".
dumb,
I
bro.
don't. That's tall. Raquel
AJ
is 6'1"
continues to have stellar matches and to put talent over. And Dom,
I think people
another
get
push.
surprised by the show that Dom puts on. I think he's gonna go all out.
Yeah.
He's gonna surprise people.
All right. Randy Orton and Jelly Roll versus Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul.
I'm skipping this one.
Just turning this one off completely. All right.
It's just weird that they added this singer dude and now it's just really good talented people, and then it just feels like I don't know, they're chasing for views. I don't know what's going on. Nothing against Jelly Roll, but whoever wins.
Yeah, I think this ends up being McIntyre and Paul win this one.
This is going to be social media clips. That's what this one's built for.
That's really all this one is.
I want to see Logan Paul get hit terrible. Not terrible, but just, within the bounds of not being dirty.
Yeah. I don't know. I just don't care about it.
He's going to do some crazy move. We're going to see that. He's going to do something.
All right. Women's World Champion.
Oh, yeah.
Naomi versus Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky. Triple threat match. Naomi, she is the champion. She's down here in the middle. You got Rhea Ripley up here and Io Sky on the top right. Naomi wins and retains.
Really?
I'd rather have Io win because I felt like they didn't give her any real credit when she was champion. But I think they're going to keep the belt on Naomi right now. I think she's got interesting storylines that they can do with her. Yeah.
She doesn't need the belt, Naomi.
She doesn't. I mean, I don't think any of these three really need the belt.
No. But I think whoever wins this, Stephanie's going to go up against. It would make sense that she goes up against Io as a match because they've done it 2 times and been interrupted. So for that reason, I think Io wins. I wouldn't be mad if Rhea wins, though.
Now, if they're trying to really push Stephanie, the one that makes the most sense to win is Rhea. Because if she goes over on Rhea, that is a huge boost for her, more so than if she goes over on Io, I think.
I think you guys set that one up for later. I think the one they want her is with Io now.
Yeah. Makes sense. All right, Manu. Which one of the ladies is your favorite lady?
I think Io's got something tricky planned. I think they want to surprise you guys. I think Io's got this.
All right. There you go. Worst match of the night. Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill.
I'm not looking forward to this. I think Jade's gonna get it because they're pushing her, right? Like
they're pushing her way beyond where she needs to be back. What's below NXT? Because that's where I feel she belongs as far as her talent and her in-ring performance. Yeah, her in-ring performance is kind of down there.
I think, look, she's been better, but I mean, it seems like they're really pushing her, so I think Jade wins.
And we don't have another cash-in opportunity anywhere, right? Because Naomi cashed in. She was the only one that had a case. So there's no cash-in opportunity here, which this is somewhere where I could have seen a cash-in make sense, where you could have Jade win, but then take it right off her with Naomi.
What if the other match happens before this one? Is there any way that Naomi loses, goes and makes Jade lose? Just because
I could see that you continue that storyline and you don't have to drop the belt from Tiffy anywhere.
I think eventually they want to get back to that storyline. It just Jade versus Tiffy doesn't. It felt a bit forced on both sides.
So. But yeah, I think they put it on Jade here.
That'd be interesting. Yeah, it's a toss up. I don't know.
No, you got to pick one. You can't. I don't know. It's not an option.
Jade, because I think Tiffy got in trouble.
All right, there you go. Left or right, Manu?
Is it against the law to ship dog shit to someone?
That's a good question.
That's a good comparison to what that match is going to be. That's for sure.
Sorry,
I don't know.
I'm gonna go right. We're going Car Girl. Car Girl got that one.
Yeah, there you
Car Girl's got that one. There you go. All right. John Cena, the champion, versus Cody Rhodes.
Really, John Cena. John Cena's not just an actor. He came from wrestling.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
That's both John Cena's.
That's both John Cena.
Yeah, it is.
It's old John Cena and new John Cena, basically.
There's AI John Cena and real John Cena.
I think there's like continuing storyline with this. Like we've talked about this, in other areas, Jesus.
Yeah.
I think, and Will brought it up, the contract stuff's probably going to come into play somehow from their contract signing. I think Cody's going to win this, but he's not actually going to win the title.
I think somehow everyone wants Cody to turn heel. I think you can make it happen without him winning.
Oh, for sure.
Especially and I think they'll set up fight. Because what are you going to do with John Cena if he doesn't have a belt?
Run the hits, man. You got to run the hits. It's John Cena. He's earned it.
So I think John Cena wins. Yeah.
You think Cena wins this one?
Because of that.
I don't think – I think Cody wins somehow, but I don't think Cena loses the belt. I think there's some weird storyline there.
Unless they're trying to make him be a face again and then –
yeah. Manu, do you think the AI is going to take over the real world?
Oh, we're not talking wrestling?
Yeah, we're talking wrestling.
Oh,
AI Cena or real Cena?
Nah, real Cena. But in the real world, yeah, AI is the world's over. But yeah,
AI Cena can't win because you can't see the real Cena.
Oh yeah, that's his thing.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go, guys.
And then Tony Yayo started doing it.
So that's our picks.
Nice.
Tim says The Rock. Please, no Rock.
Wow, that's surprising coming from Tim.
That is surprising coming from Tim because he's a huge Rock fan. So, but that's what we got for you guys tonight. Manu,
we're not done.
Guy.
We're not done, man. This is when it gets real, guys. It's been a long time since we hung out. Have you forgot? This is when. No, I'm just teasing.
I was like, I can go 2 hours, but then I gotta get going.
Gunther versus Punk.
Oh shit, that wasn't even on the list.
Wow,
that wasn't even on the list. Gunther versus Punk.
I want Punk.
Punk wins. Punk wins.
Give Punk. Punk got this. Punk.
Yeah.
Punk's over. He's long overdue. It's his time.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, 100%.
Seth cashes in. Yeah, RMS. There's a few people that share that thought process. That
people think Seth is not injured. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Hey, Interglobal, what up, my man? You're the best.
Seth's
Yo,
not
we-
injured.
Appreciate you,
Punk's
brother.
gonna win, but he's gonna drop the belt to Seth right away. Because then you can set up a storyline with those two, maybe doing something at WrestleMania.
So, what are you guys eating? Like after the stream, what's the
After the stream, what are we eating?
situation? Yeah.
I had
Look
pretzels
for
I was
snack.
snacking on earlier, but I'm gonna
So
actually be going back to work.
You're satiated.
Oh.
Hey Zeus, you got because I'm hungry, bro.
Yeah,
eating
me
pizza?
too.
I don't know.
If I had pizza,
you
I
want us
would
to
eat some.
DoorDash you something, or
I'll just order. Yeah, I'll just order from like freaking Round Table, whatever. No big deal. You know, it'll
Yeah.
show up. The problem with ordering a pizza is I don't have self-control. Like even if I say I'm going to only eat this much, I make it up in my head like an hour
No.
later, like, oh, this is a different meal. I could go back to the pizza before
Yeah.
the night's over.
Because
I'm eating the entire damn pizza.
Yeah.
as soon as you start letting
You
that
wanna
cheese
let
cool down,
go
man, it's not
cold.
as good anymore.
Dude, and how amazing is it? Like if you leave 3 or 4 slices, right? But at like 1 o'clock in the morning, you remember they're there. It's like, oh, that's the greatest. I'm about to
Yeah.
go kill this pizza.
Especially if you've had a couple drinks. Yep.
Oh, dude, yeah. That's the best.
You walk
So
by the kitchen counter and be like, oh, damn.
I'm only gonna save myself some slices to satisfy future me at 1 a.m. That
There
is
you
the
go.
only reason I'm not finishing the damn pizza.
Wow, damn. Microwave hot dog. Hey, you know.
Oh,
That's
Oh,
crazy.
my
That's
goodness.
crazy.
microwave hot. Nah, stop it.
Get
Stop it.
Wingstop bundle sounds good. I ain't gonna lie.
Yo, when I used to eat meat, I'm telling you, Wingstop is good, dude. Their fries, even because their ranch is so good. Even their carrots and their celery, you dip it in their ranch. Wingstop ranch is different.
Yeah, it's good.
See,
We got,
we behaved. We weren't taking shots at Tim, and he's over here in chat. He's just
Yeah,
catching
he's
up
trying
for
to
the past
shoot.
few times.
I like that
Ronnie,
he-
you ain't see this?
Yeah,
I
was
also
gonna
got
put
this in a
that.
9.8 McCoy. I don't know if you saw this. I haven't posted it anywhere yet. This is the film that comes on the slabs to keep them from scratching. I think that's perfect. But you know, I got the artwork, so I also submitted one of these books. I submitted the book prior to, you know what was so cool is the day that I was at PSA, I dropped off all my books in person because I do not pass up an opportunity to go hang out at PSA. I love it there. And so the day that I was dropping these books off, and I was like showing this book to Elizabeth and stuff like that, and we are doing the submission and stuff like that, I was like, on the 29th of this month, I'm going for the original art for this, you know, and I showed her the thing, and I was like, don't tell anybody, don't say anything. It's you know, it could go any number of ways. It could go from expensive to I cannot believe how expensive this has gotten, or somewhere in the middle. And I got it for the low side of expensive, and I just thought that was so cool because this came back in 9.8. I ended up winning that auction, and that artwork is with me.
It
So,
all lined
anyway,
up.
I love it.
All lined up.
I love
That's
it.
wonderful. Well, cool,
Bam.
man. Manu,
Yeah.
thanks for coming and hanging out with us tonight.
Thank
Appreciate
you for
so
having
much.
Thank you for
Yeah,
having me. I
absolutely.
appreciate it. This might be my first time on Hobby Hangout, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
And so I'm
Yeah, I
glad
think
that
so.
yeah, so I'm really glad that we're able to make it happen. Thanks for letting me run my mouth and stuff like that. And
That was a good conversation, man.
Yeah.
always a pleasure, guys. Appreciate you very much, both of you guys. Thank you, and everyone, all of our friends
brother.
hanging out. Appreciate you all. Come bother me on Instagram anytime you have some questions about anything. I'm happy to help. I shouldn't have said bother. It's not a bother, but I'm saying, you know, come hang out with me.
Yeah.
And don't forget to check them out. 9.9 Newsstand on Instagram. Don't even worry.ig on
Go
Instagram.
check out
too,
Manu's
like
post from
those.
today. Check
Thank
that
you.
one
Yeah,
out.
come
check
hang
out
out
the
on the
posts.
post, please. That'd be great. Oh, there goes that.
All right, guys. Take it easy. Have a great night.
Peace.
See you next time.